Three from Hell is a 2019 action horror movie directed by Rob Zombie, starring the beautiful Sherry Moon Zombie, Bill Moseley, and Richard Brake. Now, it's a continuation of the 2004 movie, I believe, The Devil's Rejects. Now, uh, I recently watched The Devil's Rejects, and I think it's fine. The soundtrack I really like, and I do I like the idea that you are following despicable, annoying, degenerative assholes, and you can't wait for them to get their comeuppings. And the finale of that movie is just like the final nail in the coffin to make it like this is like a very epic saga of these horrible people. Just them going out in the blaze of glory, just kind of like it's a perfect ending to a movie like that. Now, when I got wind of this movie coming out, I was just kind of like, they're making a sequel to it. Like, they got blown away to smithereens in the first one. Like, what? How are they gonna, like, write this off? And this is the last film that Sid Haig did. I mean, he was 88, 89. So I'm like, okay, so he's probably not going to be in the movie for very long. But he does have a presence about him in the movie. It's very short scene he has in it. So I'm like, okay, who? There's three of them. Who are they going to get in it? I'm like, Richard Brake. Okay, I'm on board. He's a fantastic character actor, so this should be fun at least. Now, what I will say about this movie is kind of a retread, a little bit, just a little bit, of the first one, where you have, you know, these characters on the run, so they take a family hostage to buy them some time to get out. You have like two people waiting with the family and the other person with one of the hostages running around or whatever. So the general premise of this movie is they're in comas, they wake up, so they're serving life in prison. Uh, Bill Moseley's character gets sprung out of prison. Richard Briggs saves him, so then they go to the warden of Baby Firefly's prison, take his family hostage. They send the warden to go and break her out. And they break him out, and that's like the first 35 minutes of this movie. And so the rest of the movie is them on the run going to Mexico. And I generally really do love this movie because I had such low expectations because I just recently watched the first one, and I was like, the more trailers I saw from of Three from Hell, I was getting more excited. But I didn't really like the first one, so I'm like, I don't know why I'm getting excited about this one. It just looks interesting, and the characters aren't as like, they're still horrible people doing horrible things, but most of the horrible things they're doing to are shitty people. They're like, the warden's wife and their friends are pretty innocent, so it's like, just to kind of reiterate, these are terrible people doing terrible things. But all the other kills are of terrible people, so it's like terrible people killing terrible people. You are on the side of them even though they are despicable, deplorable people. And to me, the last act of this movie and the banter between Bill Moseley and Richard Brake is amazing. They have such awesome fucking chemistry between the two of them. It's hilarious because he'll just blow somebody away and like the brain matter will spray on Richard Brake, and Richard Brake will start picking at his eye, and he'll be like, "You son of a bitch! You couldn't have let me move." Oh, what? Are you crying now? No, I got skull in my eye. Jesus, like, it's great. And the final act of the movie is them in uh Mexico. So they make it to Mexico, and one thing someone brought up was that this is a very lower budget movie. He did not have the budget he had in the first one, so it is definitely like lower grade And you can tell with the camera itself and some of the camera work he's doing, even the soundtrack to the bit. It's not like as huge of a soundtrack as the first one was, but I did generally like the soundtrack more, especially with the ending. So the whole ending shootout is you got this crazy luchador gang coming after the Fireflies, and it's playing Garden of Eden, and so and like the music syncing up with the fight scenes, and it's just the conclusion's just fucking crazy as hell. And honestly, if they were to make a fourth one, I'd be completely okay with it. And I generally do love this movie. I give it a solid 5 out of 5, but you have to be going in with the expectation that these are terrible people. This is like an homage to the grindhouse, gritty 70s exploitation movie with a kickin' soundtrack and very over the top performances. I give it a solid 5 out of 5.